drinking, I'm mixing everything that I see in front of me. You get me higher, so higher, c'est la vie. I'm lifted, I can't let go of this moment. Always in motion, like the floor of the ocean. Oh, wherever we go, it's up. Wherever the wind blows, it's us. I'm feeling like a million, I can't let you fuck it up. When we step in the building, we ain't with it, so you better check your ego. Just leave it at the door, cause I can see you through the people. I don't need an energy, I'm cool on all these people. It's up wherever we go, it's love wherever we go, and everybody knows it. Better check your ego, just leave it at the door, cause I can see you through the people. I don't need an energy, I'm cool on all these people. It's up wherever we go, it's love wherever we go, and everybody knows it.
What is going on, everybody? Happy Monday. Excited to have you guys with us right here on the Betting News Network. This is your afternoon BetSpresso. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out right here on the channel. That is Shaggy Bets. That is B-Sauce. My name's Sweatpan Jesus. Stoked to have you guys here. Rock and roll with this ginormous sports slate, boys. Huge. So many sports to talk about. What are we going to do? How are we going to fill this whole hour talking about the 7 baseball games that we have on the slate today?
Never seen something so big.
Not
Never.
right now.
That's what she said. Not me, though.
Never.
Not me, though.
Never heard those words.
Never ever. No, we are going to talk about some baseball with you guys today. V's got a couple of plays on the Diamonds. I've got some dabblings as well. But we're going to talk about the weekend. We're going to gab it, and we're going to also talk about, because it's a big week, even though there's nothing going on today. We got the NBA Finals kicking off this week. We got the NHL Stanley Cup Finals. Puck dropping this week, I guess, is the best way to say that.
Puck drop.
Puck drop on Wednesday. So we're going to talk about the series previews of both of those. We're going to talk about the odds for both of those series, kind of give you guys an overlook of what we're seeing out there for what we're looking at right now. Look at some pre-stuff for game ones. Maybe I kind of want to bet something in game one of one of the series, so we'll gab about that and see kind of how we're all feeling together. But we're excited to have you guys with us, even for the vibes today. Even though there's 7 baseball games and there's not a whole bunch to talk about, we are still probably going to end up filling the hour, possibly going a little overtime, because I know how we do. But yeah, boys, how we doing? Happy Monday. Vibes are high.
Yes, sir. Happy
Doing
Monday.
so good. Yeah, I would be doing a lot better if Shaggy had posted some bikini pics on the boat yesterday. But
You even hid the feet.
Yeah, it's fun.
that's a slick thing, man. That's a slick thing. I was hoping for the BN trunks on the boat, you know what I mean?
See, this is funny because I actually showed that to my wife and she looked at it. She goes, emojis, no free feet, huh? I was like,
Never. You kidding me?
free feet.
You kidding me? She knows it's
Never.
true. No free feet.
No free feet, dude. No free feet. We got Ghost in chat. What's up, Kev? What's up, Austin? What's up, Allie? Excited to have you guys with us.
You guys
for
couldn't
this Monday.
handle my feet anyways.
Yeah, I've seen them. They're not terrible. They're all right.
Socks come out with the Birkenstocks out of necessity, not out of
Exactly. I'm doing all of you a favor.
Keep those doggies inside
Nobody
the
want
house.
to see my toes.
keep them in the house. Don't let the dogs out. Mm-mm.
I do actually have. Do you guys like feet? As in, like, other people's feet? Are you a big feet person?
What kind of question is that?
Like,
I don't know. Everybody has their own preferences.
If I
just
find her
throw it out
attractive,
there.
I'll find
Chad,
everything attractive. But
he
at no
just-
point am I being like, hey, whoa, look at those feet. You know what I mean? Like that.
He just asked that like he was asking you if you like ice cream. Like, I mean, just like it was the most normal thing ever.
He's like, I thought I had to hide
You guys
this
like
side of
feet?
me.
Big feet people? You guys big feet guys? You like Chet? You big hump day guy? Are you guys big
Bro.
feet guys?
I
Our
mean, no
shows-
judgments, but
Let's
like,
know.
come on, people. There's Betty body parts out there.
The shows
body
last
parts,
week
like
have gotten
fingers.
more and more unhinged, just progressively. You know what I mean?
Dog
Yeah.
days. The dog days. Ah, get it. Dog days.
The dogs out.
Hey,
Oh.
I've been wearing my socks in the garage. All right, they're not normally that dirty underneath, but you know, some
I'm a sock
unpacking.
in the garage guy
it had
too,
to-
man.
it
Garage
had to
is
be done.
clean. The garage is clean. You got to keep it clean, and your garage is
Right.
slush.
Dog
100%.
days.
Exactly.
Dog days.
Dog days.
Hey man, yeah, facts.
Yeah.
Facts. Allie.
Didn't move, Colby.
Well, chat, let us know in the chat if you're a big feet guy or a big feet girl. Let us know. These are the big questions of the day that you guys
Or
need to know.
don't. You can keep that information to yourself if you want to.
Yeah, that's a question for the vibe check. We'll bring that back. Although,
Vibe
there's some
check or
stuff we ended up
talk
getting
that
to on the
talk? I don't
vibe
know.
check. Yeah, it
3
could be.
days a week.
Yeah,
Y'all might
could
want to pop in with
be.
that 2 days. Just let them know. You know what I mean? Talk that talk.
Honestly,
All right, chat. One of you on Wednesday when SPJ has the show again, one of you has to go on there and just ask him if he's a big feet guy. See where the conversation goes.
Save the answer for Wednesday. Don't reveal. You know what I mean?
I say nothing. I plead the fifth at this point. Allie's joining me on Wednesday. He said he's coming to live on Wednesday, so we have to tap in.
SPJ is going to get 6 questions about his feet on Wednesday.
Oh my god.
I've been asked worse, so can't be that.
Fair. Touche.
Yeah, Chewy will definitely be a part of that conversation for sure. Yeah, see, there you go. Allie will. Allie knows what's up. Well, again, dog days. We are here. I said it earlier today that today is the first day where it really hit me. I was like, damn.
Right.
We here. We in this.
We are here.
Not too long ago, we were having multiple playoff games every single night. And now we've got multiple days in between each playoff game. It's crazy.
Yeah. What's up with the scheduling, guys? We talked about this a little bit in our meeting this morning, Shags, but I get the fact that you've got, so first I'll just read you guys the scheduling for the NHL playoffs and you can kind of let me know what you guys think. So you got the first game Wednesday, then the second game, game 2 in Edmonton is on Friday. And then instead of having a game on Sunday for the weekend, they had a game on Monday to allow for 2 travel days to get down to Florida for game 3 on Monday. What the fuck is that? I know they're trying to stretch this out to kind of maximize the amount of time, but I think there's a differentiation between stretching. At this point, people are paying attention to these games. Can we just get them all a little closer together so we can enjoy it all and then send it off into the sunset? What's the deal?
Looking at least last year's Stanley Cup Finals, it was 3 days in between each time they switched locations. It was just, 1 day in between when they stayed, but going back and forth, there was 3 days in between. So I guess it's kind of standard, but yeah, as the fans, we're kind of sitting around.
On that note, sure. Okay. I can get behind that logic.
Right.
But you have Monday, game 3. Why do you have Thursday, game 4?
Okay. That one's weird.
It's in the same place.
Yeah.
Do in fucking South
staying
Beach?
in Sunrise.
Touche.
There's a lot to do in South Beach.
Sure. Yeah. Hopefully they don't do any of that.
I get it though. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know why you need that extra game. What's the NBA? Is the NBA on Wednesday then? And they don't want to double up?
No, so the NBA starts Thursday.
Okay.
And then you've got it's the same the NBA though. So I'll give both leagues shit for this.
Thursday, Saturday.
Thursday, Sunday. Thursday, Sunday in Oklahoma City. So you got 2 days in between for some random reason. Then Wednesday for traveling to Indiana for game 3.
Okay.
And then you go Friday, game 4. So 2 days in between those. And then you go Monday, game 5. So you don't even have a weekend game that day.
Playing devil's advocate, just to play the other side. I get don't you want a little more rest for these guys, right? Everyone to be a little bit, everyone's a little banged up at this point in the season. It's the NBA finals. We talk about this with the Super Bowl, how they get a week to prepare, a 2-week gap between the Super Bowl and things like that. I don't know if you guys watched LeBron's last podcast episode, but he's like, give us a month gap. That's unrealistic, obviously, and pretty stupid. But this is kind of why I think this is maybe something the players have requested as well. Give us a little bit of time in the NBA finals here. We want the best of the best. We want everyone playing at not full health, but as close to full health as you possibly can. Maybe that's why for us as fans waiting 2 days before another finals game, it's fucking insane. But I kind of see it from a player perspective of maybe you want the extra 2 days.
Leave it to
do it on playoffs.
Chat. Yeah, chat. I didn't think that you
stretch
guys
it all out.
I think then you don't get this off season though, right?
What do you want? When do you want to rest?
No, they're just
the season or during it.
They're like, everyone just sit on your ass for one more day. That's it.
Honestly, hey, with the NBA, not NHL, they rest enough during the season, so they can kick rocks in my mind.
Fair enough. Chad, I don't think you guys had on your bingo card today that Vsauce was going to come with the most logical answer to this question, and Shaggy and I were going to be the tiny bit unhinged. Were you expecting that? Because I wasn't.
Just to give them flowers, though, both teams in the NBA Finals right now are not teams that rest guys, or guys that played the entire season, guys that played 65 to 82 games. So these two teams represent the best of the best.
How
in
many?
that regard.
How many players played 82 games this season? It's 2 of them.
I want
right?
to say
I think Shea played like
Mikal
79
Bridges,
or 80.
Yeah, Shea played almost every single game.
Halliburton played 75 plus. Siakam 75 plus.
Wow,
Unless
you
they're
just
out
named
with a
2
major
guys that are in
injury.
the finals.
Yeah,
It's
these
almost
guys
like
did
load
not stay.
management doesn't help you play better.
Nope.
It's almost like it does.
It's
Not a
almost like
single-
they should, cash these $1 million checks and actually show up to work like the rest of us. Besides the cashing $1 million check part, but people come to watch you play basketball. Play basketball.
Yep.
Shaggy definitely has some type of
I
way feelings
like
about the
college
NBA.
basketball a lot better for a lot of reasons.
Do you think that if they had 82 college basketball games, that you would see the same thing in college basketball?
They're kids, bro. Leave them alone. They got tests to take. They're student athletes. They're students first.
How many
man?
of those motherfuckers are taking tests for real? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, everyone
None
on
of the
Harvard's
none of the
basketball
Division
team,
One.
everyone on Columbia's basketball team,
Oh my
kid
God.
from Princeton, one of the most sought after transfers. I bet he's taking all of his tests.
As somebody who's a player, I know that a lot of these guys are in their mid 30s or a little bit younger, so maybe they are trying to manage their bodies at this point of a regular season. But like, if I'm playing and I'm in a rhythm, I don't want to take 2 days off between games. I want to play. Like, I want to get in and especially like, how much can you game plan for a team that you're going to see possibly 7 times in a row? Like, if you don't have the game plan after game 1 or game 2, like, you need to just go out there and play better. Like, how often can you practice stuff if you're going to change that aspect? And do you need 2 days in between it to figure it out? Like, I think these guys are probably like itching to go play some. I know they're stretching it out for the TV deals, but apparently the TV ratings are going to be shit for the finals anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Dude, I don't understand why everyone wants to be so surprised about the TV ratings thing. Like, dude, what are we talking about? Yes, those small markets might not watch it because their teams are not in it. That applies to so many different markets all over the place. When the fuck has New York been in the finals? It's been 52 fucking years. Now it's a big deal that New York's not in the finals, right? Los Angeles hasn't been in the finals since the bubble. Like, grow the fuck up. We have the best 2 teams made it to this is the same thing that we saw in college basketball when everybody wanted to bitch and complain about the Final Four. You got the best 4 fucking teams in the country going head to head. That's exactly what we got here.
That's what you want.
And it's going to be a good product. 2 teams that don't rest players, young teams, good coaches, defensive game plans. Like, this is just pure hoops, man. Fuck everyone that's talking about big markets. You know what's talking about big markets? People who live in New York and cheer for those ugly ass picks.
And the ones in Boston too. We don't have to mention the war. The other one, the other thing too, though, is to circle it back to the ice as well. We got the 2 best. We got a rematch of the NHL finals. We've also got the 2 best teams that have been playing the best hockey over the last 2.5 months of the season going toe to toe. So you are literally getting the 4 best teams, 2 in each of these leagues, going head to head to win the championships, which is what you want as a sports fan. And I think that
my clarity.
It's like, oh my, is it because of the feet we talked about earlier? Is that what it is?
Yo,
whoa, all right now.
whoa,
yeah. Well, we weren't planning on ranting about that, but that's what Mondays are for.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anything else from the week? I got one thing to say. I said this earlier, but
I got some things to talk about. Don't you worry. You just let me know.
I got one thing to say, which I think we can all agree on. And I said this on Talk Your Talk earlier today, but I want to say it here with you guys on BetSpresso, especially you two fine gentlemen. Rest in peace to John Brinkus. John Brinkus passed away yesterday. Lots of things he did in his career, but obviously all of you guys know him for being the creator of sports science for ESPN. Battled with depression, ended up losing that battle on May 31st, 2 days ago. Shout out to John Brinkus, man. I'm sure a lot of you guys have nostalgic memories from you growing up and watching sports science on the TV. Obviously a fantastic member of the sports growth in the broadcasting world and how I feel like he was really ahead of his time as well, because a lot of things they did talked on sports science. They have those internally on buildings now because of how productive and progressive it is. So, depression sucks. Mental health is really important, and we always kind of sweep it under the rug sometimes, but just never forget, guys, I love you boys. Chat, we love you guys. Anybody, if you have any problems that you're dealing with, if you're dealing with depression, tiny bit of anxiety, whatever it is, just talk to somebody. There's somebody that can probably help you. Our DMs are open here at Betting News. All of us are trying to be pretty transparent with you guys and be, people that you would want to talk to, but friends, family, get in touch with someone if you're struggling, just because, it's never too late and it's never too little. So I know you guys probably got thoughts on losing John. You got any memories from watching sports science as kids?
Oh, I was just gonna piggyback off of that. June's actually Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. So yeah, I mean, you said it all. You don't have to man up and push it all down. Talk to someone because you got people in your life that care about you. So yeah, loved that show growing up. John Brinkus was awesome. I really nerded out with the sports science show. One that I really remember is them figuring out if there were less than 0.3 seconds on the clock in a basketball game, you could not get a shot off. Physically could not catch and shoot if the clock was stopped and started correctly. You know what I mean? So I just remember that in my brain, the 0.3 seconds, that episode specifically. Yeah, great memories with him in that show. So RIP.
Yeah, dude, that was the episode that got me hooked. That's when I was sitting there like, oh my God, this is amazing. I remember it used to be a 2 for Pros versus Joes and Sports Science. Those are the 2 shows that we grew up on, and it's sad to see. I will reiterate the exact same thing you guys just said. Talk to somebody, reach out to somebody. If you are feeling anything, if you are having any kind of thoughts like that, just reach out to someone, anyone. Because I promise you, as much as in your head it feels like you are burdening someone, the loss of anyone is way more burdensome than having a conversation with someone. So always reach out, talk to somebody, and just like any one of us up here, anyone in the community, we have a great community. And I would say exactly for that thing. When I comment on stuff, whatever it is on the timeline, the only negativity I get are from people that don't follow our community. And I'm talking about stuff outside of sports. Our community is the most positive around. So just reach out to someone, talk to somebody. And yeah, that's all I got to say.
I think the best way that this guy is he's being honored is the fact of, like you guys just said, like we're seeing all the highlights of random shows come up today. I'm sure a lot of you guys have visceral memories, like you just said, of watching the show growing up and how it inspired you to get involved with sports, because we were all playing sports at that particular point, and it it changed how you saw the game. It changed how you viewed how you played basketball, how you played football, how you played baseball, whatever it was. It changed your mentality, and like that ended up affecting all sports everywhere, forever and ever. So it's been cool to see that. Obviously, rest in peace. And last thing too is that there's never anything too small. I have people in my family that suffer with depression and chronic anxiety, and like those are things that never go away. I said this earlier today that like, a broken leg is very easy to identify by a doctor. They can be like, wow, your leg's fucked up. We need to fix that. Mental illness is a little different because they can't really identify easily what's going on and how to fix it and how to help. So the only way that you can truly do that is opening the door and having conversations. So even if it's big or small, whatever it may be, chat. As Shaggy said, I didn't know it was Men's Mental Health Month. That's good to know too.
Mental Health Awareness Month. So talk to someone.
We're living in a world where it is starting to become more and more kosher for guys to not have to be the tough guys that have to bury their feelings and sweep it all under the rug and stuff. And like, I think it's gone a little maybe too far the other direction, but it's nice that we can at least feel open and talk about our lives. Women too. Not to say that women don't suffer with depression and anxiety and all those things as well. But anyway, big news yesterday. So I thought I'd bring that up. I talked about it earlier, but Shags, I'll let you rant now. What do you want to talk about?
Oh, well, first things first. Will someone inform the Italians at Inter Milan that they were supposed to play in a soccer game on Saturday? 5-0. 5-0 in the Champions League final. My grandma's calling me right now. Grandma, I'm live. I can't answer, Grandma.
How dare you talk about some Italians like that? How dare you?
She heard the Italian slander and said, no.
Look, I'm an Inter guy. I leaned Inter. I thought they were going to show up. I thought they were going to play a lot better defense. 5-0. 5-0 from PSG. PSG scored in like the opening 10 minute. They had 2 by the 20th. And then it just really got out of hand in you and me both, Jadis. You and me both.
You fell to your knees pretty early in the game.
Hey,
so
no, whoa. Hey, we sweat till the 63rd minute, all right? It was a big sweat after 20 minutes, but it was a sweat. All right, we got our money's worth. We got our money's worth.
Bro, Asiatic on the timeline is like, that was a quick sweat as soon as the Athletics went down 10-0.
In the second inning.
They need that long.
Yes, PSG. Hey, tip my cap to PSG. They came to play. First Champions League title for the club. After that golden era of Neymar, Messi, and Mbappe, it kind of felt like they were going to be done competing in international football, but they came right back, won the Champions League. Tip my cap to them. Good for PSG. Inter Milan, maybe next year. I don't know. They have now shit the bed twice in the UCL final. They've been shut out twice. This one was a lot worse than the other one. They only lost 1-0 to Man City a couple years back, but two UCL runner-ups in the past 4 years for Inter Milan, and 0 goals to show for it. So
I saw this funny because obviously a team gets dismantled like that in a Champions League final, one of the most watched soccer games of all of the entire season
of the year, probably for this year.
There's memes galore, and this one was my favorite. That one was fantastic work by
what am I looking at here?
Feet, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Is that Freddy or is that Scooby? Is that Freddy or is that Scooby?
Get my dogs off of the screen!
Oh man.
Hey.
Yeah, I felt bad. I felt bad for you, but at least you got to sweat like 40 more minutes after that second goal. I saw the second goal and I was like, man, if he survives this will be the sweat of the century.
Oh, I was at a luncheon for a wedding at that point. Got the notification 2-0. I was like,
and then he got on the boat. Yeah, he's like,
fuck this. Let's get out of Dodge.
Beverage cracked, boat open. All right, see you guys later. Catch you later. Yeah, what a terrible imagine. Also, Mbappe's got to be in shambles. Fucking
yes.
PSG to go to Real Madrid to win a Champions League.
To do this exactly.
And
to
then
compete
next
on
year,
the international stage.
They just get he's got to be just fucking kicking himself. I mean, he's got plenty of money, so I'm sure he's fine. But you know what I'm saying. Yeah. All right, is that all you wanted to rant about?
Oh no, I got more.
You got some other ones. Okay.
First off, comment from the class, Prindy. It's not a fidget spinner. It's just like a fidgeter.
I think he was talking about this.
Oh, he's talking about that.
Okay,
fair enough. Well, it's a little fidgeter. It's cool. Got it at a wedding this weekend. Super dope. Anyways, all right. Next one. I got to provide some context for this one. So,
okay.
I went to school in rural Kansas. You know, we got one grocery store. It's Walmart. All right. Okay. Now I'm a sucker, absolute sucker for $5 movie bin at Walmart.
All right.
Now this used to be a $3.74 movie bin back when I was in college. It's a $5 movie bin now. Anyways, me and my wife went to Walmart here in lovely Kansas City the other day simply to fuck up the $5 movie bin, and they did not have it. If you don't know what a Walmart $5 movie bin is, I'm sorry, Prindy. Come to the Midwest. Anyways, we drive down.
They had those, and okay. Yeah.
They should.
They may not have them anymore though because of us being old. But
that's what I'm saying. So I, was expecting this $5 movie bin to be there. It certainly was not there. I was very upset. Then we drive down to rural Missouri, and I find myself in a rural city with one singular Walmart. Hey, there might be a $5 movie bin in there. Guess what? There was. And holy shit, did I get some gems. Starting off, Inglourious Bastards, arguably best movie of all time. $5. Next up, Django, another Tarantino classic. $5, easy, green check mark. And last but not least, a little family 4-pack of fun. Animal House, Fast Times at Ridge Mountain High, Dazed and Confused, and Weird Science. I don't know about Weird Science, but those other three, phenomenal. $16 for all 6 of those movies. Thank you, rural America. $5 movie bin at Walmart. That's all I got. That's what I got.
That is fantastic. First, dude, watch Weird Science. The intro is like Weird Science. It's about these two geeky high school dudes, and they create a hot woman that they're trying to make because they're like nerdy and they never get to talk to a woman, and she actually becomes real. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
it's a great movie.
Grealish. I get that. I get this, but here's the thing. All right, this is Shaggy.
Nostalgia.
This is Shaggy planning for advanced. All right, when Big Brother, when the man shuts off all them streaming devices, guess who's still gonna be watching movies without internet? Ya boy, physical media. You need it, people. You need it. That's all I got. Tinfoil hat off.
You get that for getting 6 movies for $16. Congratulations.
Internet goes out. Guess what? I'm still entertained, baby.
DVDs. Do you guys remember Blockbuster?
Oh, yeah. I remember Blockbuster.
Sauceman, did you have Blockbuster in Calgary?
Oh yeah, I loved Blockbuster. Dude, going and rent every weekend. Renting movies were fantastic, but you guys rent video games? I used to love renting video games for the weekend. Do you know what I mean?
Loved going to Blockbuster with my mom when I was a teenager, getting a fucking video game for the weekend, maybe some candy, a little popcorn, getting out of there, walking through the aisles. Nothing better.
Yeah, there's a time where you could only get certain snacks at Blockbuster because you couldn't get them at the grocery store. You know what I mean? Like, it was fucking fantastic. And the experience of that, it's never going to be replicated. And talking about it makes me sad, but it was so much fun.
We had, when we were traveling in the bus, there's one active, current, still open Blockbuster in the United States. One.
Really?
And it's in Oregon. And we went to it when we were traveling in the bus. And oh man, the nostalgia hit. Didn't rent anything, didn't get anything, but it was so nice to like walk through. It's kind of like a museum sort of at this point, because it's straight up just closed everywhere else in the world. But look it up. I can't remember what city it is in Oregon. But yeah, it was so sick. Wow. All right, that's a good rant.
Bend, Oregon. Only one franchise store remains open. Yeah.
I love when Shaggy fact checks me live on the show and I'm right. The literal best moment.
I don't know if you've been wrong. I don't know if you've been wrong yet.
Probably.
I fact checked you every time. It's been accurate.
Sook fact checked me like 4 times today, and I was not looking at any notes, and I nailed all of them. I felt very proud of myself. I'm due for a miss.
Due for some regression.
I'm totally due for some regression. Yeah. All right. Is that it? You got anything else?
No. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all I got.
All?
Yeah, that's all I got.
Sauce man, weekend?
Weekend was fantastic. We had some good games. I told you the only thing I wanted was some, Trunks pictures from Shags, but that's it. We'll get them later. We got a whole summer, right? We got a summer in front of us.
Whole summer. Don't you worry.
I got some betting news trunks, Chad, in the store. If you want to go get involved with some betting news trunks, we might be giving those away soon because it's. I don't know about you boys, but it's almost 90 degrees outside, man. It's getting hot.
Thank you for
reminding wearing them in the pool for a month already in AZ. So
I actually ripped my trucks this weekend, so I kind of need another pair. I might have to hit up our store.
See, that's why we didn't get the picture. He can't come in with the ripped.
There was a reason. There was a reason.
If you talk really nice to the graphics department, they might make an Up Your Units pair.
Oh, yeah.
I would go hard on Trunks.
I don't know why, dude. I don't know if we put the word unit on some bottoms, but
we can. I'm just saying. I don't know.
Man.
Graphics department might have to be discussed and arm twisted a little bit, but we can
right across the cheeks. You know what I mean? Right on the backside.
Yeah.
Units.
Yeah, that's not happening, Prindy. Sorry.
Yeah.
Fix your product. That's all I'm gonna say.
I mean, there is a sauce pair, so if we can do that, then we can definitely do something.
This is a good point.
All right, well there you go, guys. Some little fun for the weekend. Hope you guys had a great weekend out there. There was a lot of other sports things that happened. We kind of talked about it all over the last couple of days, so we don't have to go too deep into that. So, boys, let's jump in. Let's talk about the finals that we got in front of us. We were kind of gabbing about it a little bit before. Let's go ahead and talk about these series odds right now. Let's start on the ice. We'll go there first. Is this the series? Yeah, here we go. Series odds between – it's funny. I grabbed the graphic for this to make this graphic, and I was like, oh, wait, this is the graphic from last year. It didn't matter because I can just use the same one because we got a rematch of last season, obviously. Yep. Puck drop on Wednesday that we will have. You guys can bet the series if you want here. -124, the Oilers, a little bit of a favorite. +104 is the lines. Shags, I know you're kind of diving in and writing about this kind of as a whole, some historical data and stuff like that. So I'll let you kick us off. Any thoughts? You got any investments you're looking into for the futures of this market, or are you kind of waiting to kind of go game by game?
No, I'll be a game by game guy for sure. I might maybe do a little NHL, NBA series winners parlay just for something fun to sweat out. for the rest of the playoffs. But no, I'll be taking this game by game. Just a couple things that stand out to me. We are getting a rematch, obviously, of the Cup final from last season, where we actually started in Florida last year. Florida, the Panthers, they won 3 straight games before the Oilers won 3 straight, and then the Panthers took it at home in Game 7. But this series, we're starting at Edmonton this time around. I'm not sure if that will do anything different. Maybe let the Oilers start out a little hotter than normal since they'll be at home. But another thing, just some parallels to last season. The Panthers actually picked up Mr. Vladimir Tarasenko mid-season last year, helped them in the playoff run, Stanley Cup Finals. This year, they did it with a guy named Brad Marchand, who has been very effective in the postseason for the Panthers, along with everyone else on this team. So I'm looking forward to this series as a whole. I think it's great that we're getting a rematch. I know a lot of people might not like that because they want to see different teams represented. But we kind of talked about it earlier, and we're getting the 2 best teams playing the best hockey over the past how long has the playoffs been going? 2 months or so, at least. So yeah, I think this is great for the sport, for all hockey fans, and hoping for a 7-game series again.
Yeah. I think it's going to be close, I would say. I don't think this is going to end in 4 or 5. I could see this being a 6 or 7 or for sure. Sauce, before we jump and talk a little bit about Game 1 and looking at that, do you got any thoughts on the series just as a whole? Any odds? Any things kind of tickling your fancy?
Man, the Oilers. I've been talking about it. Obviously, I want to see a Canadian team win. I'm not an Oilers fan. I was born in Edmonton, but I have shunned this team since then and taken upon the Flames. But I just want to see McDavid do great things. And he's been doing exactly that in the postseason. And this is the ultimate test. This Panthers team looks so fucking good. They have dismantled teams the way they played against Toronto. I know that series went long, but then they just came in and absolutely manhandled the Carolina Hurricanes. And now they're coming in probably with all the confidence in the world against the team that they beat last season. I just want to see David beat Goliath. That's what I want to see.
Who though? The Oilers.
I know the Oilers are favored, but it's just to me, from a guy who doesn't watch much hockey, the Panthers team looks insane, and then the Oilers team looks like McJesus. You know what I mean? That's the difference.
Well, I guess you could take the easy route and say the Panthers are Goliath and the Oilers are McDavid.
Like that.
All right.
But I just want to see him win one. I want to see him go through the hoop, and I want to hear all the Americans shut up about the Stanley Cup being in the States.
Yeah, as Carol just said, it's McJesus versus the Rat Kings. Oh, also random note. Do you guys know the rap group Rat Kings?
That's cool. Yeah.
Do you guys know the rap group Rat Kings?
Oh, the rapper? No.
No.
It's a duo. Chat, anybody, this is a deep cut. Anybody in the chat know Rat Kings? Because if you do, you guys know ball. Betsky for sure does. Chat, somebody in chat probably does too. I'll send you, if you guys don't know, I'll send you guys some Rat Kings. They're awesome. They probably haven't put out music in like 10 years, but they got some bangers. Shaggy's looking it up right now.
I was gonna say I can't find them on Spotify.
Oh no, this is more like probably SoundCloud or YouTube type situation.
All right, fair. I had a feeling.
Yeah, this is like underground rap, dude.
Fact check it.
They were good though. Anyway, whatever. Game 1. Here we go. So that's the little bit of an overlook of the series. Here's what we've got for Game 1, which again, Wednesday chat. So if you want to go ahead and lock some of these lines in now, I would assume that some of these are going to move a little bit. Oilers at home, a little bit of favorite on the money line. Over under set at 6, a little bit high. Obviously a little juice towards the over. Both of these teams have had no problem scoring in the postseason. Early thoughts for Game 1? Anything you're kind of thinking about dabbling on before we get to closer to Wednesday? If these lines are going to move a little more, I could see them maybe getting some money in on the Oilers and it pumping up a tiny bit, or even the other direction and dropping down. I don't know where to take the value in the odds here.
Yeah, I would kind of personally think if you like the Oilers, grab them now. If you like the Panthers, you can maybe wait closer to puck drop. Just kind of from a Joe Schmo Oilers revenge at home Game 1, playing hot. Let's take Edmonton. So I would say, yeah, if you like the Oilers, maybe hop on them now, wait on the Ice Cats. Personally, I'm probably going to plug my nose and take the under. in game one, and there's going to be 9 total goals scored, so it's not going to even come into play. It's probably going to end 5-4. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to do some digging. Over seems almost too easy, and maybe that's why I'm leaning under. Maybe I have way too much faith in Stuart Skinner. I don't know. I kind of like the Oilers though, leaning that way as well.
I kind of like McDavid for 2 points. I don't know, just like straight up game one, he's been playing the hardest, and everyone's talking about him and his opportunity here. I don't know, man. He looked like he's on a different planet. Like last year, like I said, they not stumbled to the finals, but they fought their ass off. This year, it looks like both teams had a plan. Like, we'll see you guys in the finals, and they both did the least amount of work to get there, outside of the Maple Leafs series with the Panthers, I guess. But you know what I'm trying to say? They both just look like they're very determined and ready to be here. And I think that same energy comes into game one for McDavid.
Oilers are 12-2 after starting 0-2 from Sook. Collapsing coming because Sook hates the Oilers. So
no, Sook, this isn't make up. You get to watch OKC in Indiana, but you're also going to have to watch the Oilers lift a Stanley Cup. So, like, you know what I mean? This is to just keep you even keeled.
Give you even Stevens. Well, it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be a great series. I really do. Like you said, Shags, 2 teams, best teams in hockey over the last couple months, rematch of last season. These teams don't like each other. I'm sure they're going to have a lot to say on the ice about it. And I would be very surprised if this series doesn't go to at least 6. I would be surprised if one of these teams wins in 5. But we shall see. Let's swing and talk about the NBA. Let's talk about the series odds that we're looking at for the NBA. Oh, that's game 1. So a little bit of a different story in the NBA. The Thunder are super heavily favored as -670. This was actually -700 yesterday, getting some money in on the Pacers over the last 24 hours. Plus 488 are the Pacers to win this series outright and lift the Larry O'Brien trophy. I'll lead us off. I don't have any major thoughts. The Thunder should probably win this series, but I'm going to bet the Pacers for like a half unit just to win the series purely for the value. What's up, Mushingtons? How's it going? I mean, for the value, man, like I can't pass up plus 500 for a team that needs to just win 4 games. They've been one of the best statistical road teams all season long. They've played fantastic on the road. And on the other side of that, the Thunder have kind of struggled on the road. And they've not struggled enough to lose basketball games, but they haven't covered a road game in the playoffs. It's been well documented. I don't know. Maybe Indiana, I could see them stealing game 1. We'll talk about that in a second. But I love the sprinkle on the Pacers to win the series. Are the Thunder probably going to win in 5? Most likely. But I think the value is too good to pass up on the Pacers.
Yeah, I agree with you, SPJ. I've been saying this. I think that the Pacers are going to maybe break some hearts in this one. I know it's a tough spot. Your first finals for both teams, but Siakam's been here. We got Caruso on the other side. I just think that this is a team that is playing much better than people really expected them to, and people are willing to give them credit for. There was a podcast after last season that Halliburton was on. It was the 2.5 men, not that one, the 3, what is it? 3 in the old man and the 3. It was that podcast. He was on there with JJ's former co-host and Obama. Obama's talking about their game. He's like, but you guys need to figure out that defense. And Halliburton's like, we'll figure it out. And they did. That's why I think this team is this much better. They figured out defensively what it takes to guard guys on the perimeter, to not allow easy points at the bucket. Last year, yes, their pace got the best of them, but it also allowed a lot of points in transition, a lot of points off of turnovers, and a lot of fast break points to their opponents. They have since sealed all of those holes. We saw them outscore on the fast break against the Knicks. We saw them not turn the ball over against the Knicks, and they have been doing it again and again. The Cavaliers were a 64-win team. They beat that team in 5 games. They just beat the Knicks fully healthy in 6 games. They are better on the road than they have been at home, and I think that is the key factor in this series. Like SPJ said, OKC is averaging close to 117 per game at home in the playoffs. That drops to about 108, 109 away from home. For the Pacers, it sits about 116, 117, whether they're at home or away. Both teams this team has shown up both home and away, and I think that's going to be the key to the series.
Yeah, I think the road and home splits are going to come to play in this situation. That's why I think if the Pacers can steal 1 game on the road, if they can just steal 1 of them, then this series completely flips on its head. Will it end up mattering? Maybe not. Maybe the Thunder win in 5 or 6. But like I do think that the Pacers are going to have a lot to say. As Gerald said, I feel like this line's a tiny bit disrespectful, just from a value perspective. Before we kind of talk game one, Shags, did you have any thoughts on kind of looking at this series as a whole in the NBA Finals? I know you're not a big NBA guy, but it is the finals.
I can't believe you guys can look at these series prices and just in the finals and watch this league. I don't know, guys. And I guess UConn was favored by 7.5 over Purdue in the title game, but man, minus 670 in the NBA Finals.
It's actually happened quite a lot. I think it's happened.
No, I'm aware. National Blowouts Association. We all know.
Hey! The blowouts have been coming across all leagues. We saw a 18-2 game yesterday or 2 days ago in the MLB. It's happening. The NHL, the entire conference finals in both sides, blowout after blowout after blowout.
Do we need a reminder of this blowout?
Champions League final. 5-0. Thank you, SPJ, because I almost forgot about that one.
It's true. Hey, but, MLS is better.
Yeah, it's just part of the game. And this is a 68-win Thunder team. They've got home court. And honestly, they've been the favorite all season to win the championship. I think after December, they overtook the Celtics as the favorite to win it all. And they've been doing exactly what everyone has predicted them to do since then. This Pacers team, on the other hand, not a single person them winning this series had them getting anywhere close to an NBA Finals. And now here they are 4 wins away from a fucking NBA championship. It's crazy to see.
Yeah, and Shags, you're right. From a lot, like just looking at the odds perspective, it's like, wow, what a joke. Which now you guys can see on the screen the odds for game one, which are pretty similar. And this is what I was going to say from my bet that I like. I like the Pacers as a sprinkle for the series, just as a dust, just for the value. But I really like the Pacers plus 9.5 in game one. I know that I feel like the Thunder could come out and really set the tone and the tempo in this series, but that 231.5 point total really makes me feel like that the Pacers are going to run. They're going to score. They're going to maybe put the Thunder on their heels a tiny little bit, and they're going to hit them where it hurts. The Thunder team is not a very good rebounding team. I feel like that the Pacers can take advantage of that. I was talking about it earlier with getting some offensive boards, maybe getting some foul trouble, depending on how this game is officiated. And the way that Siakam is playing, the way that Halliburton is playing, the way that Nembhard is playing, like these guys can put pressure on you defensively. I think it's going to hinge upon how well Andrew Nembhard can guard SGA one-on-one. Because in the 2 matchups this series, SGA cooked this team. He had a 45 piece, and I think he scored 33 or 34 in the 2 games. Again, I said it earlier, SGA's cooked a lot of people this season, so it's no news that that's a thing. But like, if Nembhard can, or the way that the Pacers as a unit defend SGA, I feel like that they're going to have a lot better of a chance to make some noise in this entire series and maybe even steal game one. So I really like the 9.5. I think I'm going to end up betting it probably by the end of the night tonight, because I do think this line could move to maybe 9 or 8.5 or maybe even 8 in the next 24 to 48 hours as we get closer to Thursday. Last point I have to say, I saw the stat earlier and I said it on the show, and if you guys are here and some of the people in the chat didn't see it. In the NBA history, there's been 4 times that a duo that have gone to the NBA Finals have averaged 25 points, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds a game. The first one, 1991, Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. You guys know what they did. They won the championship. The second one was in 2021, was Giannis and Chris Middleton. You guys know what they did. They won the championship. The third one was the Denver Nuggets with Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray in 2023. You guys know what they did. They won the championship. The fourth pairing is SGA and Jalen Williams going into the finals this time. So we're going to see if they follow that trend of those 3 previous duos and if they get the job done and lock in another championship, and the first for the Thunder. It's going to be cool either way, boys, because we're going to get to see one of these teams win their first championship. That's going to be dope as fuck, which is awesome. Hey. Yeah. Okay, so that's just kind of the thoughts of the series. Game one, any thoughts? Do you guys like any bets for game one? I'm going to lock in, like I said, the Pacers plus 9.5. I don't know if, Sauce, you got any thoughts, or Shags? I don't know if you have any dabbles you want to take on some On some NBA props, probably not, but
9.5's been tapped. No props yet, though. But I'm looking at Siakam, I think, in game one. I think he's going to come out with a little bit of a fire underneath him. I also think that out of all the matchups, he might see a little bit of a softer matchup with Chet being on the other side of that. I also think that Miles Turner, 10 years with the Pacers, he's been waiting for this opportunity to play at this higher level after last season. And I think he also comes into this game because he had a very tough defensive matchup in that last one in terms of having to guard Karl Anthony Towns on the defensive side. So I think it really affected his offensive game. Now with a guy like Isaiah Hartenstein, who's not really putting pressure on you, like not to say he can't, but he's just not getting the looks. He doesn't get the offense or the shot attempts and things like that in this offense. So I think because of that, it might free up Miles Turner to get on the perimeter, take a few more threes, maybe get a couple more buckets because he's this team's vet. 10 years in the league, longest tenured Pacer. I could definitely see him having a little bit of a game in game one.
That does not seem real. He's been in the league for 10 years. I swear he was at Texas a few seasons ago.
He played against Timmy.
Wow.
In his rookie year.
God, that's crazy.
Yeah.
time flies, man.
Time flies.
Mm-hmm.
Insane. I had to fact check V real quick. I was like, Miles Turner, 10 years, really?
Jags is Mr. Fact Check today, and we are 3 for 3 on the facts check.
You guys are, there was never any doubt. There was never any doubt. Just want to be accurate. That's all.
You're a fact.
That's what the people want. The people want that. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of people out here everywhere in the world that have a camera and a microphone spewing BS. Check on what they're saying, people. Do some research for yourselves.
Hey, man, that is just fantastic advice for any and all media that you consume, especially news and social media. Chat, do not believe anything until you double and triple fact check something because there's a whole bunch of bullshit out there.
It takes 2 seconds, as you can see, to fact check something.
Yeah. Don't listen to most of it. Well, it's going to be fun. We've got a few more days until these kick off. Obviously, Wednesday is game one for the NHL finals. Thursday is the game one of the NBA finals. And chat, if you guys are frequenters of the Betting News Network, this week our schedule is going to be all over the place because we are trying to kind of acclimate to and acquiesce to the scheduling of these games. So pay attention. Lock in, follow us on Betting News at Twitter. And obviously, if you guys are subscribed to the channel on Twitch or on YouTube, you'll get the noti when we go live. But for example, Puckett will be on Wednesday this week for game one. The All Sauce team will be on Thursday for game one of the NBA finals. We'll have a W show tomorrow for the WNBA since there is no hockey. So just stay tuned. We're locking in with you guys for the rest of the week, but everything's going to be a tiny bit different. So just pay attention. Fact check that.
The seasons are coming to an end, but it does feel good. Another full season under our belts here at Betting News. Like it's our third or fourth doing these shows consistently now. And it just feels like it gets quicker and quicker, the off season. We're just bitching and we're whining. And the next thing you know, we're all talking NFL and college football is back. And I'm bitching to Shaggy about this minus 51.5 spread that I took. And he's like, I didn't tell you to take it. I'm like, you didn't tell me not to take it.
And they win by 70 and it's all fine. Hey, chat, just take a second. B's going to give you some baseball in a second, but everybody close your eyes and just think we are 94 days away from fall.
Wow. Let's go. Let's go.
We'll be talking NFL before you know it. Gridiron Gang will be locked and loaded on a Sunday. Let's get after it. Okay. Baseball, Mr. Sauce. I know you got some baseball. Shaggy and myself have no baseball for you guys, so you're just going to have to dial in with B. But
I will tell you this. I did get SPJ's seal of approval on this one. Shohei Ohtani over 1.5 total bases. All right, guys. I know Paul Blackburn has no numbers this season, but the thing is he gets killed by Shohei Ohtani. Ohtani is hitting .444 against Blackburn in his career with 1 home run, 1 single, and 1 double. And I just think this is going to be another spot for him to light it up. He went 0 for 4 last night against the Yankees in that last game of the series. The Dodgers lost at home. Really wasn't all that pretty. Tonight, they get the Mets, the team that they beat in the NLCS last season, and the team that they said was probably the tougher test than the New York Yankees in the final, in the World Series. This is a spot where I think he's going to come in tonight, probably get one over the fence. And honestly, tough spot for Blackburn to have to come back and make his debut. He hasn't pitched a game since August of last year. And shout out to Austin for pointing that out to me this morning. Made me dive into this one a little bit more. But yeah, I love Shohei Ohtani's over 1.5 total bases. And then I'll follow that up with a pitching prop. First one of the season.
On the mound.
Yep. First one of the season, boys. We are fading the White Sox. I know that the White Sox Stadium is the smallest outfield in all of baseball, but Jack Flaherty has absolutely cooked this team. He has 7, 8, and 7 strikeouts in his 3 starts with the Tigers against this White Sox team, and he has killed it over his last 2 starts, 8+ Ks in both games. He just got his 3rd win of the season. He didn't start the season all too well after coming back to Detroit from Los Angeles last year, fresh off the World Series win, but he's kind of locked it in over the last couple of weeks. And now you're seeing a team in the White Sox that ranks 11th in opponent strikeouts and 9th in strikeouts allowed to right-handed pitchers. This is a spot where I'm just going to go to Flaherty for plus money over 6.5 in a game in which I think the struggling White Sox continue to struggle.
Let's go.
Bang, bang. Chat, you guys can see we've been working hard on these graphics, giving you guys the cheat sheets, which Paj was excited about. So go tap in with those. So we'll have some more for you guys as we get into the depths of the summer. But yeah, honestly, I can't remember who it was on Talk Your Talk earlier today. I think it was Paj. No, it was Austin talking about that Dodgers game. And yeah, I literally was like, well, I'm betting Shohei. Mm-hmm. I don't have any reason besides the fact that he didn't do jack shit yesterday, and that's kind of how I end up capping baseball from a preliminary perspective until I dive deeper into it.
That's the way it has to go.
I mean, the best hitter in baseball after he doesn't do anything in a good matchup against a guy who hasn't pitched since Nam. Sure, let's go for it.
And yeah, you got to remember, like we talk about in the NBA, there's 82 games. You might not get up the same way for a game against the Charlotte Hornets that you do against the Los Angeles Lakers, right? It just comes with the territory. But now Los Angeles, the Mets are in town, Juan Soto, Pete Alonso, Francisco Lindor, all playing fantastic. Soto finally got a home run yesterday too. He's kind of heating up a little bit maybe, right? He's got his fair share of games against this Dodgers lineup. They played in the NLCS last year. These kind of narratives and these kind of games really make me feel like these are the ones where baseball players are really getting up. Not so much for when the Pirates are in town and you get blanked. Padres, sorry, I had to clear my throat.
That was a good, because you normally do have to do that pretty consistently. So that was a good mix in. Good stuff, man. We'll go tap in. Article that got dropped from V on bettingnews.com for free, guys. You can go get a little bit more analysis on that. Go peep his, go check out his Twitter as well for those sheets that just dropped too. Get involved with that content on the Diamond today, because there's only a few games. Colby posted his article a little bit earlier today on one of the games on the Diamond as well. So if you want to get involved with what Mr. Marcio has out there, go check that out for free as always at bettingnews.com. Shags, you want to comment on this? I'm sure you guys are going to end up talking about it on Up Your Units.
Yeah, who is this Frankenstein dude? Dude, huge.
I totally let this slip my mind when we were recapping the weekend, because the Royals, they did the damn thing, ladies and gentlemen. They did it. They brought him up. The whole city of Kansas City is jacking off because Jack got called up, baby. We finally have a home run hitter. We finally have a power guy. Did you see the video of that dude? That man is massive. Massive, massive, massive. We are dead last in home runs. We finally have a consistent home run hitter in our lineup every single day. I don't know why it took this long, but our man Jack Cags is up in the big leagues. Thank you, Royals. Let's hope he continues to do what he was doing in the minors. Come on, Jack.
Dude, I'm convinced, and I'm convinced that the Royals watched your video, and they were like, this guy knows ball. We're calling him up.
I was not the only one spewing those words, but I mean, the guy never should have been in AA. He definitely shouldn't have been down there for 40 freaking games. And yeah, it only took what? I think he played less than 10 games in AAA. And it's like, all right, this guy can hang. Yeah, he can hang. Get him in the big leagues. Our hitting is atrocious. The dude's an immediate fix. Plain and simple.
Are you going to bet him game one?
More than likely.
For the vibes?
More than likely. The odds are going to be
today.
The odds are going to be horrendous for like what the actual value is. There's going to be zero value because the books know everybody's going to be rushing to press that button. But I will be one of those people rushing to press that button as soon as it's available because I'm not going to not cash on that dude's first major league home run.
No, you can just sprinkle it like first.
This much excitement for baseball coming from Shaggy.
Jacked up. Man, look, I'm not a baseball guy, all right? But I'm a gosh darn hometown hero, all right? If there's something exciting going on with the Royals, I'm the first person in their backyard cheering them on. So, Jack Cags, you're up. Feels like 2014 again, baby. Feels like 2015 when we actually won the series. Let's go do something. Second half of the season.
All right now.
On Jack Cags.
All right now. I was seeing if because you guys play the Cardinals tomorrow. So I was just seeing if
rivalry game at Busch. Jack Cags sending one into the Mississippi River. Ooh,
surely they're going to call him up and play him. They're not going to like bench him or anything.
Dude,
you got to put him in the lineup.
I would think he'd be in the lineup the first game he's up. I don't know why else you don't call him.
I call him up if you're not going to use him.
Right.
So I can't wait for the rant if they don't play him. That would be a fun episode.
If we don't play him and we're gonna lose because we don't score any runs and we lose like 2-0,
fireable offense.
I mean, and honestly, maybe that's what part of it was we lost 1-0 to Detroit this weekend. 1-0 on Sunday. That was our Sunday game. And then it was like, all right, yeah, we need help at the plate. Clearly, pitching is not the issue. Hitting is the issue. This guy's an immediate fix. Plug him in there. Let him go.
Speaking of,
stick him in right field.
Salvy's regression has not helped the Yals this year at all. You know what I mean? I don't know, like age and everything like that, but it just kind of sucks to see. He was a lot of fun to bet last year.
Oh yeah, and he's heart and soul of the team too. So,
speaking of a guy who's obviously was a ginormous, huge piece of college baseball because he wasn't he a Florida Gator, Jack? I think he was.
Yes.
A Gator.
Yep.
Did you guys see any of the crazy shit that happened in the College World Series this weekend?
I didn't I kept up with it. I've seen there's been tons of upsets. Obviously, number 1 Vandy and number 2 Texas, both eliminated, both not making it to even the super regionals, let alone Omaha. Be out 1 and 2 seed overall done. I know Oregon and Oregon State, like the 8 and 12 seeds, I think went down. There's been a lot of top seeds not making it out of the region, not even going to the super regionals.
Major upsets, like historic upsets, which has been crazy. But also there was 1-2 because a lot of the games there's some games tonight. There's quite a few of the series got extended to tonight.
Yep.
And I think a couple of those are also pretty huge upsets that could happen this evening. So yeah. My Rebs are playing. Yeah, Ole Miss is still playing.
Oh yeah, we got
right
live action. UNC, Oregon State, Ole Miss all playing right now. Tennessee playing for their lives as well.
Yep, UT.
So,
yeah, crazy. I mean, all of us don't know a whole bunch about it, so we're not going to sit up here and try to pretend like that we do. But Crush was in heaven this weekend, and it was cool to. I mean, I'm obviously kind of a Homer Vanderbilt fan from growing up in Nashville, so it was sad to see them go down. But who doesn't love parody, right? Who doesn't love a bit of some upsets and things like that in the college realm? Oh wow. Royal St. They do have.
I was gonna say I'm looking that up right now. That doesn't surprise me.
I want to know the odds. I want to know the odds.
Let's see. He's to hit a home run plus 480.
Wow. First.
I mean that's better than I thought it would be.
I agree.
But
that's better. That's very bettable.
Your first major league game.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
we should tap in right now, right, Jags?
More than I don't think you're going to see a better number than 480, and I think it's only going to get worse.
Hang on. Do they have anything else? Oh, they only have the.
He is the one batter available, and it's only for a home run.
The only way it gets worse is if he's batting like 8th or 9th.
He's gonna get sat.
They're not even gonna play.
No, but they'll push it then. They'll push the bet.
No, they'll put him out there for one pinch at bat or some shit, and they'll
I will say this: if you bet online over here, that bullshit will not fuck you up. They will push.
That is dope.
This is a good point. It is probably going to get rained out tomorrow. We're getting a monsoon tonight.
How does your dad feel about this? How's Papa Shags feel about the big dude?
Oh,
is your dad a Royals fan?
Oh, absolutely. He wants the Royals to be successful. Absolutely. So I'm sure he's on board.
What position does he play, or is he just a DH?
He's a first baseman. He was a pitcher in college. He did a lot of pitching in college. Yeah, but he's moved to kind of first base. He really did a bunch of just DHing in the minors, though. I think we're just gonna have no choice but to stick him in right field. He's played out there a little bit too, so right field, DH, first base, whatever gets him a spot at the plate.
Oh, your dad was there yesterday.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's crazy. It's like we could have used some offense from a guy who's been sitting in our farm system for far too long.
Hey, at least they got there eventually. At least they made it. Finally. Cool. Well, chat, I told you guys, here we are.
Yeah, we made it.
We made it. We did it. Not a Jack 7 baseball games to talk about. We gave you guys some bets to make, but we're still pushing up against the hour. Chat, no parlay today because there's 7 baseball games. We're not going to twist the arms of that unless you want to. If you can just parlay V's picks.
Yeah. And
was that a look of you want to make a parlay? Is that what that twist of your head was? Okay.
Honestly, it sounds like everything you bet from here till like tomorrow, just pair it with Jack to hit home run.
Yeah, everything.
And the Pacers money line.
Well,
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go Sirs. I'm rooting for the Sirs. Oklahoma City's
right.
closer, but I'm rooting for the Sirs.
Let's go, Sirs. Yes, Sirs. How about this?
Basketball capital of America, baby.
Real quick, I'm gonna send you guys. I'm gonna just say a couple of guys from the sheets that I have, and we can build a small little parlay from that. So obviously, we're gonna throw Ohtani in this, right?
Yeah. Shohei.
Okay. Now,
I like the play too. The K's.
Yeah, I'm down. Let's put the K's in there. Jack Flaherty over 6.5 Ks. That's a solid spot for him. Let's see what else doesn't start right now because we want to be able to get the graphic out.
Ooh.
Low key, I'm down to fade the fuck out of the Rockies, like somebody was saying earlier today, but that starts in 10 minutes.
That starts right now, yeah. I was gonna say the same thing. We could take Devers. Devers has got some solid numbers in that matchup with Tyler Anderson. Over 1.5 total bases. Batting .429 with a home run at home. Anderson also sucks on the road on the East Coast now.
I can get down with Devers.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You guys want to take the HRR, the 2+, or do you want to take the bases?
I like the bases just because I don't have access to HRR on any of the books that I have available to me. But that's the why.
The bases is -105 for 2. His 2 HRR is -165.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take the HRR.
Okay. I liked his when I was peeping his numbers earlier, like it did stand out to me too. I dig that. So Ohtani for 2 bases is -175. Gotta love that. Okay.
And then last
Flaherty.
one. Flaherty, yeah. So that's 3 legs, right?
What team is that? That's the Tigers.
Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Pitcher props. 6.5? Or do you want to cut the hook and take 6?
We can take 6.5. We got some juice in here with Ohtani and stuff like that.
Sure. Okay. Last leg.
In that same game, I really like Kerry Carpenter's bases. He's batting.
Kerry Bonds.
Yeah, he's been really fucking good. He's got 2 home runs, batting .571 against Cannon, and the small field. Right, the small outfield really makes me feel like the Tigers are going to put up some runs today. So if you want to end it off with Kerry Carpenter 2+ bases.
Mm-hmm.
Jack Flaherty 7 strikeouts. Kerry Bonds 2 bags. Ohtani 2 bags. Devers 2 HRR plus 802.
And then Jack Cax get a home run tomorrow.
Yeah, throw it in if you want a little future. And then Pacers money line, just throw it in there.
And then the Oilers money line. Throw it all in there, chat.
Throw it all in there. 8-legger. Asiatic's been in there in the chat. You know he's been cooking. That's what he does down there. He's been cooking.
I just pray that we don't get a quick sweat. Timeline today.
Flaherty
nice
pulled
balls.
second inning. Oh, and I forgot, chat, ride with Pad. He sold the shit out of the Kia Tigers money line in the KBO. You want a little waking cash?
KBO. Oh, I'm a sucker for Awaken Cash.
I'm locking this in. Here we go. Flaherty, 7 strikeouts. Carpenter, 2 bases. Otani, 2 bases. Devers, 2 HRR. The best part about this whole thing, chat, is that if this sells, you can blame B because it's all his plays.
Yeah, but if it hits,
he gets all the credit.
Plus money patch? Plus money? Kia Tigers?
Kia Tigers,
Like the
okay.
Tigers.
I'm in.
Okay.
I'm in. Plus 105 is what I'm seeing on BetOnline. Right, meow, locking it in.
I sprinkled with them earlier.
You only have to wait 14 hours for that to sell now.
Hey, wait,
I'm gonna forget about it and then wake up to coin in my account. That's what's
Dog
gonna
days
happen.
of COVID. I remember staying up late at night, sweating some KBO parlays.
I said that
Yeah,
to
don't
Pat
ask
earlier
me.
today.
Questions about what I used to bet. during COVID.
Everyone was a KBO sharp in 2020.
Or ping pong sharp.
Or a ping pong sharp. Or a dart
Madden
sharp.
Sims.
Madden's
Uh,
FIFA Sims.
Oh, actually, real quick, on that note, since you guys said that before we tap out, you guys got any thoughts on the Madden curse? Obviously, chat, you guys saw this today. The Madden cover got dropped. Saquon Barkley is upon
Philly.
the cover. Are we going to see another one? At this point, you can't deny the allegations. At this point, every single one has just fallen off a fucking cliff. And he had a historic season last year and won a Super Bowl.
It applies to other sports too. Like Tatum was on 2K this year. Bang, bang, gone. Just like that. Achilles. You know what I mean? I hope nothing happens, but if I know Philly fans that are worried.
This Philly fan's not worried.
He's fine. What is
Boston's
that? Never
like,
heard of
what's
it.
Madden?
Huh? Never heard of that. I will give them credit though. Of all the Madden covers, so dope of him doing that backwards jump over the.
Did you see them
jag.
making it? It literally looks like bro is floating.
Yeah, very sick. Very sick. Yeah. Well, we'll find out. We'll see what happens, obviously.
We'll see.
But football right around the corner, boys. We'll get there soon enough. We'll get there soon.
Probably about like 85 days from our first Gridiron gang and like 80 days from fantasy football draft. So we're right there, chat.
Yes.
We are. Are you guys? Do you guys? We're gonna do a fantasy league for betting news, obviously, because of the content. But I'm actually really not looking forward to playing fantasy this year. I'm looking forward to drafting my fantasy team. And then after that, I don't really know how. Because last year, I really fell out of love with fantasy football. I don't know why. I just really didn't enjoy it.
You and me both. Not just throwing shade. I also suck. But I think that's why we don't enjoy it.
I don't suck. I'm usually pretty good. I just, when you focus so much on the betting and the day-to-day, it kind of loses its allure a little bit.
Betting is taking the fun out of it a little bit for me too.
See, I think I'm done with fantasy football for that reason exactly. I can't differentiate the two. I have too much bias in my bets,
Hoping my fantasy team's going to do good and letting that influence instead of not doing that. So
I feel like at this point, fantasy football was the great gateway drug to sports betting.
a little bit,
And
maybe.
at this point, the gateway drug has overtaken the OG. So it's like, all right, see you later,
Yeah.
But we'll probably end up doing a league because you guys in the chat loved it last year from all the community. We all play together as well. We might just do some fun stuff with it this year. Maybe we'll do like a crazy league, like 2 quarterbacks or no kickers and change all the rules and shit.
No, only kickers. Only kickers.
Well, 2 kicker spots. How about that? 2 kicker spots.
If you draft Justin Tucker, you're kicked out of the league though.
I don't even think Justin Tucker's going to be kicking a fucking football this year, dude.
I don't know. I heard the Browns were calling.
Writes itself. It writes itself. Good shit, chat. All right, well, have a fantastic Monday out there. Go enjoy some baseball. Enjoy the evening, whatever you guys are going to get into. If you want to lock in the BetSPRESSO 4, feel free to do so. You got a few minutes to lock that in. We'll post it on the timeline. As I said, chat, go follow us on socials if you haven't already. I'm sure if you guys are here with us, you're already following us. But we're having a different schedule this week. Probably not going to post an entire schedule layout, but you guys will know when we go live. We'll be covering a little bit of everything as the finals get rocking and rolling this week and get ready to rumble. Go follow Shags. Go get involved with his content. Go follow Vsauce. Get involved with his content. Go follow me. Get involved in my content. Go follow all of us at Your Betting News. The W tomorrow, Austin, will be at 5:30 Eastern. It will be me, V, and Sook, and Sauceman. Sauceman will have some WNBA plays for you guys tomorrow as well. Yeah. Big vibes. Boys, you got anything else before we tap out?
Happy
That
Monday.
does it. I think that does it. Happy Monday, people. Start the week off hot. Let's get
Absolutely.
after it.
Indeed.
And if you
You
don't
guys can't-
start off hot, Shaggy will have you on his boat this weekend.
Yeah, well, you know.
100%. Maybe.
It's not my boat.
You guys came for the winners and you stayed for the free feet. We'll catch you guys on the next one, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a fantastic Monday night. Take it easy.
What you know about rolling down in the down in the
Now I know y'all be loving this shit
what you
right
know
here.
about rolling.
What you gonna do?
Rolling.
What you gonna do?
Down in the rolling.
What you gonna do? Right, y'all be loving this shit.
What you know about